Traders, hello, good morning from Perth, and good morning from Tasmania as well, Connor.
How are you, Scotty?
I'm very well. Traders, thanks again for joining us. Earlier edition of Trade Talk, episode 62. I literally just woke it up a little while ago, but I feel like, hey, strong coffee will help. And before I forget, let's do a quick risk disclaimer. So we've been doing this now for more than a year, guys. We're both live trading accounts. So the thing is, you want to remember, guys, is when you watch these videos, we're not giving out hot tips, alerts, anything like that, signals that you see so much on Twitter. We're providing some entertainment and some education to how we, approach trading Forex. So if you're watching this and you got questions, please fire away. Number one, don't just open up a live account. Demo trade, develop a strategy with backtesting. Connor and I, we both have. You've got a good video, Connor, I've shared a few times. I'll share it again on Twitter today for our followers about how to get started in Forex as well. And I think you backtest the strategy that you do as well, I think. And you've got support and resistance discussions as well. So I'll share a few of Connor's videos as well because they're quite good, just as a learning thing. And then go from there, guys, with your backtesting. Don't just jump into live markets is probably... And, Bitcoin, yeah, anyway. That will be for later in the video we can discuss. Because remember, Connor, I've got that 1 month trial thing that I did. Wow.
Yeah. Seems good. Anyway, we'll get onto your trade, your Forex, the real stuff first.
That's right.
You're in the USD Japanese yen.
I am, guys. So if you do follow us on Twitter and things like that, you would have seen that I mentioned a possible trade on this, and then I got in. It was actually early Tuesday morning, very early Tuesday morning I got into this one. The price action there was really good. And as you can see, we'll go to the daily. So when I'm actually going to take a trade, I look at the daily, see what's going on, and it had really busted out of a little bit of sideways price action. And now it's holding again. We'll see. This is normal. These sort of candles, there's a little bit of a retracement once it's moved pretty aggressively. But I wouldn't call that daily candle too significant. It's not like the market's going to freak out, and it's I think it's within normal ranges. But I mean, as we stand, I'm negative 0.20. So minor drawdown. I've got 2% risk here. So 10% of 2% really, so it's nothing major. But
so where did you put your stop loss?
The stop, guys, Connor's asking about that is that red line here in the video at 108.66. So how I establish that is I just use a 55 simple moving average. That easy. And like Connor and I both do, we don't start moving the stop loss until we get some positive movement out of the trade, and then we'll lock in. For me, once it's at 1%, I'll move to break even, which is that little blue triangle there here on the screen is where I got in at 109.86, and then just from then on. But Connor, on the other hand, and we can discuss with your Euro Swiss trade, does it slightly different, where he'll move according to the price action. So my major concern is it did hold sideways for a little while. If you've got the 4 hour up there, Connor, and then it did sort of break out a little bit of that, but we'll see.
Is this on the Euro Swissy you're talking about, or are you still talking about
USD yen? I think your Euro Swiss is even longer in consolidation. So
yes, yeah,
that's my trade though, guys. There's nothing else. I was thinking about shorting the Aussie dollar, but it doesn't like going below 75 cents. It's had a couple of bounces, and if we can see, the only way is if it gets another nice engulfing bearish candle.
Yeah, and it's right. Yeah, and it goes down below that lower low.
Yeah,
that'd be the only way. And because you busted through resistance, I mean, it's on resistance as we speak on my chart.
Yeah,
I've got a line.
Yeah,
around there. Do you have resistance there too?
Yeah, I do. That's why I was like, oh, it's below 75 cents, but then I really stopped. And on the daily, guys, is pretty telling. That's what Connor's talking about. That line I've got there, and it bounced, and now it's interesting. all the reversal traders are going to get excited, but we'll see. That's why, I like to sit back and wait and just see what the chart gives us in regards to price action. But that's my only talking point in regards to potential trades. Now, you're in the Euro Swissy, and this has been around 30 days or so. This has been a nice little, long-term. No, I mean, some people would call long-term months, but I mean, this is, pretty positive right here. So just explain when you'll sort of move the stop loss again currently, because it's that green line, isn't it, right now?
Yeah, it's the green line, so it's way down there.
Yeah.
I will stop loss when it gets a higher high. So if it busts through pretty much where this resistance is and closes above it on the daily, which is at the 1.20 mark, pretty much, I'm not moving the stop loss because it can wick out. You can see that box, the yellow box. That would mean, a lot of people probably put the stop loss under there and take some profit, but I just see this as a place where people get suckered in to put their stop loss, and the institutions kind of start to wick you out around there. And if you're looking for some, I know they say not to marry your trades, but at the same time, if you're looking for these 5-to-1s, 6-to-1s, then you've got to take some risks and have a juicy loose stop loss.
Well, where it currently is, that's above break even for you. So what Connor's done here, guys, is he has locked in, a no risk situation, which is good because that, boosts your psychology a little bit into a bit of a confident, you're not urgent with it, because as you can see, the trade, it did move significantly, and now it's just holding, which is, normal. We'll see if it wants to get back up to that dashed blue line, guys, is that major resistance though on this pair. So it's this system isn't for everyone that we do with the trend trading. It's very, you've got to be patient, but you don't really have to do a lot of chart time as well. So that's one positive. It's interesting now. I reckon, a bounce is definitely possible here, and then we'll see. So that's where that blue dash line is where the stop loss, and then the stop loss would be moved underneath the 2 wicks there of those candles in that box there, the yellow box.
Yeah, in theory.
Yeah, and that's good. How about your watch list? Is there anything you're sort of seeing?
I've actually got on my watch list, if you look on the daily on the USDCAD, I've got...
terrific. Nice. Yep. Let's bring that up, guys.
You can sort of see that there's been a big bullish candle, and then there's some sideways action. And then if it looks like it wants to break out with a good breakout, look at this. So, look, guys, if you're a fundamentalist and obviously I'm bargaining on USD strength and just looking at this chart here, it'd be nice to see some because Connor's contemplating a buy trade. So, but yeah, I like that one there. Look at that. It's just it's right up against, because there's been a couple of touches. Yeah. This is on if you're looking at it, on the daily, it's a bit long but you can see the support and resistance on the 4-hourly. That's like a 101 support and resistance sort of or like a range trader will get into that. But in the daily, you can see that the box isn't that long and it's just sort of wicking around.
No, it's not, and it's nice because it's holding. And nice. So your entry, just to clarify, guys, where would that be if a candle busts through that resistance?
If the candle, just say today, if this candle busts through and gets above where that wick is, where the highest wick is, and would close above that without any wick on the candle, I'll take that.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that would be good. And then the stop loss, and you determine the stop loss.
Yeah, I'd have a bit. Yeah, I'd have it at like 1.2758, something like that.
That makes sense. Yeah, just well clear of any craziness.
Yeah, so if it decided that it was going to come back through, wick out of the box a little bit, and then shoot back up, which often happens, I would hopefully, I like to be, when I'm wrong, not that, like my analysis was totally wrong. Not that, I was nearly right. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
was right. You just were little bit greedy with your stop loss.
That's right. I mean, and
especially when you know how the big institutions like to trade. It's like, oh yeah, thanks for that, guys. I'll take your trade from here. I'll stop all of you out, and I'll take it from here.
What Connor's referring to, guys, is with these wicks. I mean, that on the 4-hour time frame, that third candle, the third last candle is, that's a significant wick. So for people, like if you go down to the hourly, who might have had a tight stop loss, that just hits it out, and then bam, more bullish price action. So that's a common thing to see, especially when you're looking at the lower time frames. That's why you've got to be a bit careful with, but if you do have a really tight stop loss, be aware that when you're in a winning position, let the trade go a little bit to make up for, the high win.
Also, some further anecdotal advice would be if you follow a institutional or like a trader from one of the big sort of brands, maybe FXCM or anything like that. I'm not saying anyone in particular, but have a look where they tell you a good place to put your stop loss is, and it's normally just under a wick. And I feel like that's a coincidence. So they want people to trade with these tight stops. You would, wouldn't you, if you were a platform, because you'd like people to get stopped out and put another trade on.
And I haven't read, and they send newsletters out as well. I think all brokers do, but yeah, I have noticed that. That's.
Not saying FXCM specifically, but it's interesting when people tell you where to put your wick, and then they work for someone who's provide sort of service. It's like, yeah, well, you kind of would want people to get wicked out a bit, so they'd just put another trade on. Anyway,
it is. But guys, that is the USDCAD trade idea, and I think that's a pretty good one as well. Aussie dollar against the US, I would say probably, again, more work needs to be done with that as well. So I'm definitely not just jumping in there.
What about any other avenues like Bitcoin?
Yes. Okay. So guys, I'm actually on a 1-month trial for a company in Sydney where I've got to trade. It's not Bitcoin itself; it's the contract. It's called XBT. So it's the futures thing, and it's so you can sell it as well quite easily. And that is, I got to say, it's pretty interesting. And it's not like Forex. So let's say I see some momentum. I'm just doing the 1-minute chart because they want 200 trades in a month. And a lot of the time I can't actually get orders executed because I don't want to do market orders because the spread is just ridiculous sometimes. The server gets overloaded, so it's interesting. But I'll keep everyone updated with that as well. I don't have anything open yet, but I've only done a few trades, but a lot of them have just been cancelled because I can't get executed. So I might have to look up, when's the best time to trade, because it seems that when all the good stuff's happening, because it's just above 9,000 currently, and I've just been playing, bounces off support. And it's been, I was at work last night doing it. That was entertaining, trying to close orders, and that was probably not really how you should do it. But that's that, guys. So it's only been a few days now. So I've got the end of May to get the 200 trades, and then I don't really know if I like trading I definitely don't like trading like that. So, but I'm just curious to see what happens once you're on the 200, and if I get an interview, and then very entertaining though. For the guys who do this, I tried a market order to begin with, and I got executed terribly. And I'm like, no, that's not going to work. So, but I can see they used the same account for the guy who previously went for this, and he only did market entry, and his executions were terrible. So, be careful of that guy. In Forex, it's different with executions because. Especially if you're in a higher time frame, there's so much liquidity that really it's going to get filled very quickly. It's just that's how it is. So, but that's an interesting side thing going on as well, though, guys. And also, Connor, The gentleman who's got the other YouTube channel based in Perth, he couldn't make it today, but I think next week, everyone, we're going to have a third guest on. So you'll see 3 little screens. So we'll see that. All right.
Be like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, the Brady Bunch. We can do that. We can do the Forex bunch. That's a good idea, actually. Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you for watching. Connor, any final words?
No, you hit the nail on the head again, as
all
always.
Right. Guys, thanks for joining us, and enjoy. Happy trading, and bye for now. See you, Connor. Thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye.